What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back. The last day on Earth action, and you're probably sick of hearing about this event, okay? But I felt like we needed to give a little bit of testing. I needed to feel it for myself. So here today, I'm at the Headhunting Event, the old Headhunting Arena, whatever. I'm always going to refer to this as Headhunting Arena, but we're at Headhunting here, and I taken the time and the coinage to complete this event. Now, first and foremost, say this up front, not a free-to-play friendly event, but I do want you to understand, if you dedicate the time, what you are able to get. If you want to dedicate the coinage, what else you can get and what it breaks down to be. Now, this information is probably out there, but I have completed it myself, so I want to showcase what this looks like for you. I made it to level 12, which means, or on the way to level 12 rather, which means that we have completed the full track and we have one crate. So at the end of this, I'm going to go ahead, I'll crack the crate. You can see what's in here. We have a chance, a whole lot of genomes. We have some weapon blueprints, and we have a level 3 St. Bernard puppy, which is pretty cool. I want to let you know what it's going to take to get there. So the biggest complaint with this event is not necessarily the boss fights, not necessarily anything else to do with the actual mechanics of it. It's not even, in my opinion, this reward track, because the reward track is pretty decent for the most part. The issue here ends up being the fact that your progress does not save in between iterations of this, even in its own season. If it did, because typically we're seeing this at least twice per season, if it did, this event actually could be pretty fun. It could be pretty enjoyable and actually would be completable. The fact that it does not makes this an absolute poo-poo fest, unfortunately. But let's talk about the math here really quick. And I'm going to probably, here's what I am going to do. When this video goes live, probably not. It'll probably be a couple of days after this video goes live. I am going to put an infographic up over on our Discord. We have a last day on Earth resources guide. I'll make a little PowerPoint infographic thing, and I will put it up over there so you can see the points, you can see the battle breakdown, everything that you need to know that I'm going to cover here. So if you don't want to watch the video or whatever, you want to skip forward and watch me open the crate, cool. And you don't want to hear me ramble for just a few minutes. But here's where we set up. Let me give you the breakdown. Essentially, what you need in order to complete the full 10 levels. Okay, so to go and to actually get this level 10 complete, get your 300 genomes, get your season reward points, your season rep, you would need 30 battles, okay? That being said, every battle I'm talking about is doing it on the hardest difficulty, so that's getting 60 ears per battle. If you do this at any other calculation of battles less than that, it's obviously going to take you more. Let's go ahead and run over there really quick just to showcase for those that maybe aren't familiar with this event. Works very similar to Commune. You have these different fights that you could do. I'm in the way of one of them. It's 25 ears for this. It goes 25, 35, 45, 60. 60 is the nightmare fight. That is the one that I'm referencing. Now, if you're also not familiar, you get 3 free battles here per day in order to be able to get that done. The events last typically 5 days. So if you do the math there, you can get 15 battles. What does 15 battles get you? It gets you actually through level 6, okay? Level 6 takes 12 battles. 12 battles. I'll go down the point breakdown here really quickly. But with 12 battles, you can get through level 6, which means completing it, which means that if you wanted to do this event and spend the resources, essentially you're grabbing some charcoal, some steel, a little bit of genomes, some of these. You can get your weapon mod blueprints here, so if you are free to play and somewhat early on where these are still really important to you, just the basic ones, might be worth it. In order to get level 5 complete, you need 9 battles, which is only 3 days. So 3 times 3, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty reasonable. If you were going to do this event at all, for a lot of players, that's where I would say to stop. 2750 on the season progress, especially if you're a pass holder and get the premium pass, especially the new one, hopefully, that everybody gets. This is pretty good, so I do want to talk about that. But 15 battles, if you do every day, you're going to be able to get up through level 6. If you wanted to spend 25 coins, you could complete level 7. It takes 16 battles. So that's 25 coins. If you're not familiar, it's 25 coins per additional battle for you to pay for. After that is when it starts to get rough. I personally want to be able to get drone blueprints. On free to play, if I could get to level 8 consistently, I would probably do this event a whole lot because these are very, very valuable. Blueprints of drone modules are extremely valuable. They're hard to get. We have a couple options to get them. I'm always happy for more. Fortunately for free to play, this is not one of them. In order to complete level 8, you need 20 battles, which if you do every single day, means that you're essentially paying for 5 battles or 125 coins. That's pretty steep. That to me is not worth it on the math. I don't think that is appropriate. If you want to get level 9 and try to get your level 2 Corgi, that's going to take you 25 battles or 250 coins. If you want to complete level 10, 30 battles, as I said, 375 points. That's a lot. If you want to then go ahead and try to get your first pack of high quality parts after that point, it's an additional 2 battles. It's pretty interesting. I'll talk through the points here really quick and showcase what it takes to get there. But 32 battles, that's 425 coins. 425 coins to get one chest and complete the entire reward track. Very, very far away from being free to play. That's where we sit. So, again, do with this information what you will. I do strongly recommend, if you are free to play and you have the means and these are important to you, maybe come in, do your 9 battles, knock this out, grab these rewards up to this point. That seems okay to me. That seems pretty reasonable. If you're really jonesing for some factory parts, then you can come and do this. I don't think it's worth the additional... Oh, it's only 3 battles. So it's 1 more day. So if you do 4 days of the event, you can get to here. The problem is if you do all 5, you can't even finish this, which feels pretty bad. I really wish if you did all 5, you could get to the drone blueprint. And then if you wanted to pay for a little bit to get to the extra here, that's fine too. Let's talk about the points. At level 1, it is 25 ears. I'm going to call them points, but ears. At level 2, it's 65. At level 3, it's 100. At level 4, it's 140. Then 180 at level 5, 210 at level 6, 230 at level 7, 240 at level 8, 270 at level 9, and then 290 at level 10. And then interestingly enough, as you can see, it drops down to only 150 ears per crate after that point, which is fine. It's reasonable. That's essentially 3 battles per level. What it ends up actually being is probably like 2.8 ears per battle, but you'd have to do a volume of these because if you do 3, you're getting 180, but only costs 150, so you're getting some rollover. So it's like every other battle, you're getting 1 less fight to get there. It's kind of some weird math, but that's how the math shakes out to be able to get this. So let's just really quick talk. What does it take to get 425 coins? This is obviously based on your currency. I'm in the United States, as you probably would imagine. And if we scroll over here really fast, what is it going to take if you were to buy these? This is where it gets really bad. 15 bucks. And that's with the bonus, okay? 375 coins is what it would take you to finish this event if you were to just play for it straight up. You could then spend the extra 50 coins and get your 2 battles and get your crate. That's 15 US dollars. Now, granted, Premier Season Pass, you might have some coins. I'm not telling you how to spend your coins. I'm telling you what you can get for your coinage. In my opinion, that's not worth it. Personally, that's just what I'm going to say. It's not worth it. Spend that. If you want to get coins, get the Premium Pass. It's way better. Purchase those. I think that's a much better use of your money, period. You get a lot more for it. But if you are capable and spend and want to support the game, I will never blame anybody for that. I obviously do that as well. I just don't think this event is worth. Now, again, if you wanted to spend the 125 coins, get yourself a drone blueprint because that's like where you're at in your grind and really important to you, I don't blame you for that either. If you need genomes for whatever reason and you want to spend 25 coins and you do this every day and you get yourself 120, like, no shade to anybody that wants to complete this. But now hopefully you know the math, you have it. Again, I'm going to make the infographic. I'll be putting it up over on our Discord if you want to join. Links in the description, and just head over to the Last Day on Earth resources. Give me a few days from when this is posted to get that put together. I'd like to make it nice, and we'll share that information. So hopefully it's useful for you. Now you have the math. Now you have the breakdown. I want to just quickly talk about what else did it take me. So I used my VIP weapon here. If you're not familiar, VIP zone, if you have it, and you get to the max, you get this brutalizer, which is basically a weapon that has an hour-long durability. So I used this over the course of a couple of days. I did spend some coins, obviously. I spent a little bit more because I have about 2 days left in this event. So I spent a little bit more than the 425 to do this, just honestly to put this video together. I want to say in total, I spent maybe 8 sets of armor. Armor, we went through the most, probably about 2 or 3 stacks of heals, and then an assortment of additional guns. 2 things that helped me a lot. I have a really good drone, so that helped out immensely in quite a few of the fights. And then my doggo also was a big help. He's tired over here because we just finished up the last couple of fights. Overall, the fastest one was the Dissolver for me. Blood Gulper and She Predator were probably close. Blood Gulper just takes a little bit of time, but so does She Predator, depend. She Predator heals, Blood Gulper just, you need to ram them into the fence walls or whatever. Soul and Mate was the absolute worst. I did quite a few battles of this. I really hate this one after doing multiple fights. So I don't think any of these are particularly terribly hard. Soul and Mate, they just have an immense amount of health, and if you don't time how you kill each of these right, you could be spending a lot of weapon durability, because they get increased armor, and it's a whole thing. So you are going to do this. Obviously, you're going to end up over the course of 5 days fighting these probably at least one time, or a couple of times per day. If I had to pick and you were going to like grind it with coins, Dissolver would be the one that I would go with. I just felt like he was the easiest. Plus, he takes the best resistance for weapons that are more available, such as your AKs and your VSSs here. So armor, I didn't use the specific armors, but I felt like I would share that. And that's how we set up. So some armor, some heals, some weapons. If you have the VIP zone, Brutalizer did just fine for the most of it. And that is where we're at. Let's take our things. We're going to grab all of this. I am happy to grab a drone blueprint. We'll do a drone blueprint opening again sometime in the future-ish. I don't know, as soon as we get a good stockpile of them. I am happy to grab a Corgi puppy, but I do want to open this crate because I want to see what we can get. Now, I don't know why these are grayed out. Did I open any of these last time? I don't recall opening any of these last time. Let's see what the reward or the chances are here really quick. Rare for 20%, very rare for 10%, extremely rare 5%. Yeah, so like it's going to be very hard to get this, and even to get the very rare, it's 10% to get this, which is why I also don't think this is great, because it's not like you can grind to these crates and then just like, if you could grind to the crate, maybe get 1 per season, and then you want to spend some coins trying to roll these, by all means, that's totally fine. But I wouldn't spend 25 coins to roll these crates. So I just like, the math just doesn't math to me. And the fact that we just can't have this not reset in the season. If you were to do both and then you could get close, finish it, I can't argue with that, to be honest with you. But that's where we're at. So let's open this and see what we get. We got 5 genomes. We spent I spent 50 coins to get 5 genomes. Okay, that's where we're at. That's what we got. Oh my gosh, I can't make this up. I couldn't have scripted that any better. But hopefully this was helpful to you. That is the whole point of this video. Again, not here to disagree with anybody saying that this event isn't good. Again, the battles are fun. They're fine. The reward structure and the track, in my opinion, is fine. They made some good updates to the rewards. It's the fact that it takes 425 coins to get to the first pack of high quality parts, and then you can spend all that and you can get 5 genomes out of it, which doesn't feel great. So hopefully this information is helpful to you if you are looking at trying out this event. Other than that, that's what we got. More Last Day on Earth content coming up next week. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you so very much for all the support recently, especially as well. Videos have been doing great. We have continued to move towards our next subscriber goal, which is 10K. So help us out with that. If you're not subscribed and you found this info helpful, likes and comments are always appreciated as well. Love chatting with you over there. If you want to join the Discord, like I mentioned multiple times, come join over there. Our Discord is popping. We're always chatting. If you need help with anything, lots of people over there to ask questions to and get some help from as well. So we really appreciate our mod team and everything, and all of everybody else that participates. We love you. So thanks for being there. Catch you in the next one. Peace.